Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Eric Barson with Painting Business Pro, and in this video we're in the middle of a series teaching you how to start a painting business in 2018. So far we've covered a business launch checklist to get your company established. We've covered marketing, free and paid marketing to get your first estimates with potential customers, and we've covered a tiny little bit about sales and how you'd actually sell that first job. So now you've got a customer who signed a contract with you, and now you've got to actually get their house painted. All right, so now we're going to talk about that. How do you do it? All right, so basically how you're going to do it is you're going to hire a human being to go out and apply the paint to the house, and that's what you're going to do. All right, so there's two routes you can go here. Route number one is you can hire employees. You can buy all your own equipment. You can hire employees. You can set up a paint account with the paint store, and you can buy the materials, send your new employees out there who have payroll, who now need 40 hours a week of work, or they're not going to be an employee. Doesn't sound fun. All right, so the other route is subcontractors. All right, so a subcontractor, as I've mentioned before, is a painter, someone who's been painting for usually 10 to 15 years. They own all of their own equipment. They got the ladders, they got the power washer, they got the spray guns, they got the brushes, maskers, caulk guns, they've got it all. All right, so they have all the equipment. They've got all the experience in the world. They're a much better painter than you. In fact, if someone has spent $2,000 to $3,000 in 10 years of their life doing painting, and they spent $2,000 to $3,000 on their equipment, at least, you can pretty much count on this person as like a real painter. All right, if you're interviewing some guy who responded to a painter Craigslist ad, you don't know if that guy knows painting. So I actually think that you can find, better people when you're looking for subcontractors versus painters. Now, the other thing that you do with subcontractors is you say, hey, Mr. Subcontractor, I've got this house. I can pay you $3,000. Here's the prep work. Here's the materials. Here's a picture of the house. I can afford to pay you $3,000, or I can afford to pay you $1,500. Do you want to do the job? And they'll say, I need $200 more. Or they'll say, yeah, looks good. And they'll agree to a price. They produce the house. So they buy the materials, they paint the house, and then at the end, you get paid from the customer and you pay them the flat rate that you agreed on. So it guarantees your profit margins. You don't need to buy equipment, and you don't need to ensure that you have a steady stream of work for your new employees because they're subcontractors. This is what they do. All right, they take jobs from other people. And subcontractors do want to work with one person if they can. They want to work with as few people as possible so they have a nice consistent stream of work. And so that's also the goal, is eventually you're going to have subs that just reliably work with you. So that's ideally what you want to do, at least at the beginning. You could go the employee route. There's just a lot more complications with that. And in my opinion, at the end of the day, it's people doing what you promised the customer to do. And whether they own their own equipment or I do, doesn't make a huge difference. And whether I'm withholding taxes from their check or I'm writing them a check and they deal with their own taxes, there's not a big difference to me. So I'm a big fan of leaning on finding really great subcontractors. Now, I'm not saying go sell the job to the cheapest person on Craigslist. No, this is your customer. You've got to deliver. It's still your promise to the customer. It's still your word, so you still need to do a good job. So how do we find a good subcontractor? Well, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to post ads on Craigslist in the general labor section. Say subcontractors needed. We're a growing painting company. We need some extra subs. We're trying to get some houses produced. If you're looking for more work, apply here, include this and this, and we've got work. And we're looking for more subcontractors to help with our growing business, which is true. And then a bunch of them are going to apply. You're going to get tons of emails. From the emails, eliminate 80% of them. All right, just from the email, you can usually tell if you want to work with this person or not. So you're going to eliminate a bunch of them from the emails. And then the ones that you like, you're going to call, and you're going to set up a time to meet them at a coffee shop or at the house, like a job of yours. And then you're going to meet with them. You're going to talk with them, get to know them, interview them just like you would interview for an employee. No different. All right, you're going to interview them, make sure you like them, make sure you trust them, check their references, and then you're going to show them the house that you have. And you're going to say, all right, dude, here's the house. All right, this is the prep work we're doing. This is a picture of the house. This is the materials we need to use. And this is the amount I can pay you. You've got to buy the materials, you paint the house, and I'll pay you this amount at the end. Is that fair? Do you think you could make good money on that? Does the price seem good? He's like, yeah, man, looks great. You say, okay, cool, let's do it, shake hands. And then we've hired someone, all right? So the next thing is, now you're actually painting the house. So meet them at the job site every morning and every evening on the first job to make sure it's going smoothly. All right. You are acting on behalf of the customer to make sure the job gets done right. All right. So that's your job, is meet them every morning and every evening at the job site. The second job they do for you, maybe you just meet them in the mornings. The third job, you meet them in the morning the first day and the end of the job the last day. And then that's just what you do moving forward, is you meet them on the first day, you meet them on the last day, and that's it. All right, so that's how that works. Now, what if something bad happens? Right? Like, what if a contractor comes in and he does a terrible job? Or what if, we spill a gallon of paint? Or what if I hire someone and they just flake on me? Or blah, 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 blah. Whatever version you have. You have some concern about this. Yeah, well, I got news for you. Whatever you think bad can happen, it's going to happen. You're going to have problems, all right? There's no getting around it. But it's not a bad thing. Problems are not a bad thing. That's how you learn, all right? So if you hire a subcontractor and they flake on you or they do a crummy job, learn from it. Why did they do a crappy job? Did you set bad expectations? Did you not bid the job right? Did you just choose the wrong person? Whatever mistake you made, you learn from, and then you get out there and you do it again. And the next time it'll be better, and the next time it'll be better, and the next time it'll be better. And the thing is once you, and this is not just production, this is about the whole business. This is about marketing, selling, producing. Anytime you don't get the result you want, learn from it and go take another action. And you go work at it again, all right? And what's gonna happen is, as soon as you know how to generate leads consistently, whether it's from free marketing or paid marketing, and you know how to sell a job, out of if you do 4 estimates, you book 1 out of 4, all right? And then you have one good subcontractor who can do $5,000 a week for you, all right? And maybe you pay them, on that, you're not even paying them only you're even overpaying them, and you're paying them $3,500 on $5,000. Right here, you can do 4 estimates a week and make $1,500 a week in profit. Not bad. All right, and then you can double this, and you can go to 2 out of 8, and instead of 5,000, you're doing maybe 8,000, and instead of paying your subcontractor 35 on 5, maybe you're paying them 45. Maybe you're paying them 5,000 on 8, and now you're making $3,000 a week. So there's not that many things you've got to figure out here to blow up this business. So the last thing I want to show you real quick here is what the opportunity really looks like when you can figure out these 3 things. When you know how to generate leads, you know how to turn them into clients, and you know how to produce a job with 1 good sub or 2 good subs, I want to show you what's possible with this business. So are you ready? Here we go. All right, so once you know how to get leads, all right, so sorry my marker's running out here. So once you know how to get leads, you just need to be able to get 10 to 15 leads per week. All right, so once you have that system, you just have it. All right, so you can get 10 to 15 leads a week, and then you need to be able to sell it. All right, so out of those 10 to 15 leads, let's say you do anywhere from 7 to, let's just take averages, all right? So let's say we get 12 leads a week. 12 leads a week, we do 8 estimates per week. And once we know how to sell, we're gonna turn those 8 estimates into only 2 jobs per week. And since we're focusing on residential exterior jobs specifically, this should be about $6,000 in sales per week, okay? And then if we're paying our subcontractors more than 50% of the job, which the goal is to get to 50%, and if you're doing a great job in sales, you should be able to sell the job at a price point that's high enough that you can pay 50%. All right, so if you have a good sales process, that's not hard to do. So then we're paying our subcontractor, let's say on production, we have 1 good sub that we pay $3,500 to do this $6,000. That means your profit per week is $2,500 minus insurance and marketing. All right, so insurance, really simple, really cheap, and then you've got your marketing costs. So you're making $2,500 a week. Now this is on 8 estimates a week in this. So you, as one person, before you even hire a production manager, hire sales reps, hire a sales team, anything like that, you should be able to do at least this, but more likely you should be able to do about 10 estimates a week. And if you're any good, you should be able to sell 3 jobs on 10 estimates, and that should be $9,000, not 6. And you should be able to pay your subcontractor $4,500, not you should be able to pay them 50%, and now you're making $4,500 a week before marketing and insurance expenses. You should be able to do this as a one-man team. All right, so that's the opportunity of the painting business. And then the next step is we start building a team on top of that. All right, so we start hiring production managers, salespeople, marketing managers, all that stuff. All right, so that's the next step. That's how you build a business to $1 million, $3 million. But this is the basics, all right? So now we've covered, everything from a business startup checklist, marketing, getting first customers, sales, production, and we've done a very broad pass through all that stuff, right? We haven't gone into tons of detail. So the next video, I'm gonna walk you through okay, cool. So you see the opportunity, you're sure you wanna be an entrepreneur, you're sure you wanna start a painting business. Well, here's how you do it, all right? Actually what to do next. And how do you get the resources you need? So that's what we're gonna cover in the next video, is there's 2 ways that you can start this business, and I'm gonna show you those 2 different ways that you can do it. We'll see you in that video.